Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely bracelet. I've had a couple of requests for it. I wasn't sure whether to go ahead with it because there are other videos out there on this particular stitch, but I'm going to do it anyway. So this is called a double St. Petersburg stitch. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've threaded 2 wing spans of thread onto my needle, and I've taken my stop bead and I've gone halfway down the thread, bent it in half and joined my stop thread halfway. So I've got a wing span at this end and a wing span at this end. I'm going to ignore this tail end for a while and we're just going to work on one half, and then we double back and go down the other way on the other half. And don't let that put you off. It's not as hard as it looks. I find it quite easy and rhythmic, so I'm going to make it as simple and clear as I can. So this will be beginner friendly. Let's get started. Oh, you're going to need 3mm crystals. I've got mine in a Firepolish, and some 15 seed beads and 11 seed beads, and that's it. And a clasp of your choice. Oh, my tummy's rumbling. I think I might be hungry. Right, so I've got my stop bead on. I'm going to pick up 6 of my 11 O's. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, one's a bit stiff. I'm going to throw that one away and pick a different one. 6. There we go. Got 6. I'm just going to get rid of my tail. Sorry, I've got a thing that hangs on my phone. I need to get it out of the way. Right, so 6 seed beads. Then you're going to pull those all the way down to your stop thread, like so. Stop bead, sorry. And then you're going to take the 2 middle seed beads out of this set of 6. Obviously not including the stop bead, which I've used a different colour. So up the middle 2, like so. There goes another tractor. The hazards of living in the countryside. Lots of tractors going by. Right, so pull that tight, and then what you'll have is 4 one side and 2 on the other. Then we're going to take one of our crystals and one of our 15 seed beads, like so. We're going to pull that down to our work. So it's sitting on top. Oops, I've spun it round, like so. I'm going to go through, leave the 15 and go through just the crystal, and then down 3 of those seed beads, just like that. So miss the 15 down the crystal and down 3 of your seed beads. And pull, like so. So you're going to have 4 on this side with a crystal and a 15 and you'll have 2 this side. I'm going to go ahead and pick up another crystal. And we're coming over here, this third one. I'm going to jump across to here and go up those 2, like so. And we're going to pick up another 4. So I've got some loose there. Pick up another 4 of our 11 O's. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is going to be our pattern from now on. This and this we're going to repeat every time. So we're going to pick up 4, making our 6, and making our column of 6. Then we go up the middle 2, just like we did on the first row, like so. If you pull it so it stays tight, but if it doesn't stay tight you can always pull it into place afterwards, like I've just done. Mine's not tight at all, look. Just pull it and it should slot into place. Excuse me. And then we've got our row of 4 and 2 again. And don't worry, this will all tighten up once we get a few rows going. So you can pick up a crystal and a 15 I'm going to slide it down. Like so. And then we're going to miss the 15-0 like we did last time, down the crystal and down 3 of those seed beads, like so. And pull. And then we're going to pick up another crystal, back up the 2, pick up the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, slide down, back up through 2, and see how it's not sitting correctly. Just pop your beads into place and slide it down, it'll push into place like so. Then pick up a crystal and a 15-0, slide down like so. Oops, it's twisted, sorry. Like so. Miss the 15, back down the crystal and down the 3. And then we're just going to keep doing this all the way till we get to the end. So I'll do a few more rows with you. Once you get the hang of it, it's really quite easy. Another crystal. Up the 2. Pick up 4. I'm assuming this is a Russian stitch since it's called St. Petersburg Stitch. Back up the 2 in the middle, so you've got 6. Go up the middle 2. Add a crystal. And a 15-0. Slide it down to your work. Like so. We go back down the crystal, missing the 15-0, and down 3 of your 11-0s, like so. Now you can start to see the pattern coming together. That's half of it. You see it's the middle and the edge, the middle and one edge. And we just keep going up like that all the way, and then we're going to come back down in the other direction to add the other side, which isn't too complicated. Oops. Oh, dearie me. So we're coming out with a middle 2 on the column of 6. Well, it was 6, it's now 4. Add a crystal. And we don't add the seed bead on the middle one because obviously that's getting joined with this side. So we've got one side and down to the middle. So we don't need that seed bead. And if I didn't put the seed bead, it would turn out like this one. Can you see the thread showing? I made this one quite a long time ago. And I'd only seen it done with seed beads. And I tried to add a crystal, same as you would a seed bead. and obviously the thread showed, so that's why I've added a 15.0 there, because normally you would do it like this with just seed beads, and because the seed beads are smaller, obviously no thread shows, so you can do this in all seed beads, which really looks quite dainty and pretty as well. It's makes a lovely dainty little bracelet. But this one's going to obviously be a bit chunkier than that. It's going to be more this size, which I quite like, but I don't like the fact that the thread shows. Can you see? And it doesn't show from a distance when it's on your wrist, like down here you can't see it, but when you get up close you can. So coming out there, we've got our 2, so we need to add 4 more to make it up to 6. Four more. Slide them down. Oh, one of my beads is that funny bead again. It won't go over the needle. This one. Let's throw that one away. Right, so what have we got on our needle now? 1, 2, 3, one more, 4. Sorry about that, guys. It will happen every now and then. You'll find a needle, the odd bead. Oh, that one's the same. No, it's not. Yeah, the odd bead where it's not finished properly and you can't get your thread through, but just throw them out to get an odd shaped one. It doesn't happen very often with Miyuki. They're very good beads, but every now and then you do get a funny one. So up through the middle 2. Yeah, whatever they coat them with, sometimes it doesn't quite clear the hole and it gets blocked up. But I have to say, with Miyuki seed beads, it's very rare you get an odd shape. They're usually really, really good. They are the best in the world and the most expensive. So we've got our column of 4 and 2. And just keep going like this, really. And that's all you're going to do until you get to the end. And what we're going to do is do this until we reach the length we want for our bracelet. So I'm going to make mine about 6 inches, 6.5 maybe. Leave an inch for your clasping. So it depends who you're making it for. I've got very small wrist, so I don't always make it according to what my measurements are, otherwise it's not going to fit anyone else. Alright, and then back up through the 2. Like so. So that's your pattern. You're just going to keep going like that. Picking up 4. Of your main colour, your seed bead, until you get that column of 6. So we're doing that every time, and then up the middle 2 of your column of 6, and then pull, and now you have 4 on this side and 2 beside it. And every time on top of your 4 you will have a crystal and a seed bead, a 15.0 seed bead. I'm going to pull those down. Skipping your 15, down your crystal, and down 3. Doesn't want to go through, that one's a bit stiff. Shouldn't have used it. Damn. There's been a couple in this batch that have been stiff, so they're not properly finished in the middle. Or they've got whatever the coating is yakking up the hole. I've had, yeah, a couple in this batch, so I don't know if it's just the batch or just been unlucky. And then we add our crystal. We jump across from these 2, add our crystal to the 2 beads here. and then back to adding your 4 beads again. So your 4 11s, making your column of 6. And once you've got your column of 6, back up through the middle 2, pull tight, add your crystal, your 15-0, and slide down to your work. And then again, down the, miss the 15, down the crystal, down 3 seed beads, like so, and pull. And then we're ready to go back up and add another crystal. So hopefully that's all really clear. You can see that coming together now. I'm starting to hold its shape, whereas it looked a bit wobbly at first. So one more time, add your crystal, back up through there, like so, add your 4 seed beads and pull down, back up through your middle 2 in that group of what's now 6. Oops, it's gone way off. But that's fine, it doesn't matter if that happens, because you just pull it, look. Push it into place. So take your crystal, 15-0, one doesn't want to pick up. It's hard when you're sitting so far away from your work, because you've got to have the camera there and be a lot further back than you would if you were just normally beading. So down the crystal, down your 3, and ready to go back up with your next crystal. So it will sit beautifully like that. See how it's coming together now? So yeah, that's all you're going to do. Just keep going in that exact pattern. And when you get to the length you want, I will show you what to do next. So just keep going like that. All the way down. That is middle 2. And then you've now got a row of 4 on one side and 2 on the other. Crystal, 15, and down, down the crystal, down 3, and there you are, ready to add another crystal. So just, literally just keep doing that, and that's all there is to it until you get to your desired length, and I will come back and show you what you do next. So yeah, keep going, and main thing is to relax and enjoy it. It's not meant to be stressful, you're not meant to be in a rush, there is no hurry. Just take your time, relax, and enjoy it. It's very rhythmic and repetitive, so it's not like there's loads, you know, of complex pattern to remember, and you can just plod along at your pace, and I think you should find it quite relaxing do. It's not something that requires, you know, some of the things I make, I can't even speak. I've got to focus so hard on what I'm doing so I don't lose my place, you know, with the pattern I'm doing. But something like this, it's not really hard to stick to your pattern and not have to think, you know, incredibly hard about what you're doing or what stage you're at, because it's very simple to see exactly where you are in your pattern. And yeah, very repetitive. So yeah, you can get into a good little rhythm with it, sort of, and start. Once you get into a rhythm, it really beads up quite quickly. So yeah, crack on, and I'll meet you when you get to your desired length and show you what to do next. You're just going to keep going like that. Right, see you when you get to your length. Okay, so I'm almost at my desired length. Just keep going like that. Just measure your wrist. And mine is, I've lost weight. 6 inches. Oh my goodness, I've got a 6-inch wrist. Okay, so I've lost some weight, I think, in my wrist. 6 inches is my wrist. That's tiny. You probably want yours a bit longer. So yeah, if I was making that for me, I'd stop there. But I'm going to make it not for me, so I'm just going to make mine a tiny bit longer. And that's what you should look like so far. Okay, once you've reached your length, you're going to take your needle off and leave it there at that point. Let's try and, there you go, and leave it there, and take your needle off, and then go to your other end, take off the stop bead carefully. That one's going to come loose, so just leave it like that, and then thread your needle onto this end, this tail, the one that you left, the wingspan of this one. So I'm going to attach my needle here, and I'll be right back. So I've gone ahead and attached my needle to the other side, the other end rather. Right, so what we're going to do is going to flip it around that way. Okay, we're going to take, sorry, let's get in frame. Right, we're going to take 6 of our seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like so. I'm going to slide those down. So they sit there. Right. So this is your new 6. I'm going to go up to the middle 2, like we did before. Just make sure that bead doesn't get mixed in with it, because that one's loose. So with your 6, you're going to go up the middle 2, just like we did before, like so. Slide your beads down. So I've gone up those middle 2. And now it looks like that. Then I'm going to add my crystal and my 15-0, just like we've been doing. So I've just been and had a sandwich, I was really hungry. Should have washed my hands again, I didn't. I'm going to go back down through the crystal down 3, just like we've been doing, exactly the same. So you're coming out of here, and what you're going to do is you're simply going to twist that over, like so, and instead of adding a crystal, we're going to go up through this crystal, and then up through these two. Trying not to put my hands in front of the beadwork, and then up through those two. Oops. Like so. Just without tangling on all your tubes of beads, of course. I've always got too much stuff on my table. I should know by now, shouldn't I? Oops, spun back round. It's alright, just keep it in place, a bit fiddly on the first one, and then through there. And then that comes to a little point there, like so. And then you're going to pick up 4, just like we've been doing. Oh my goodness, I'm tangling up on everything here. Sorry guys. Right, pick up your 4. I'll just move this. These are getting in my way again. Right, pick up your 4. Like so. And you're going to go down 2 in the middle, the 2 in the middle, just like we've been doing on the other side. And just flip that over so it's in place. Take your crystal. And as I always say, there's no rush. Take your time. There's your crystal and your 15-0. And go down there. Down 3. Down your crystal, down your 3, same as the other side. Oops, 3. Like so. And then up the crystal. In the middle, instead of adding a crystal. And that's going to join the 2 sides together. Up that one. And up. Oops. I'm trying to hold it so it all sits in place on camera. There you go. Up your 2. And pull. Once you start tugging it into place, it should all fall nicely. There. Yeah. So there. Then add another 4. And we're just going to keep doing this all the way to the end. Back up 2 in the middle. Doesn't want to go. There you go, 2 in the middle. Just like we did before. sitting the right way round. Doesn't matter when you spin it the right way round, as long as you do it before you go up your bead, you'll be fine. So make sure it's nice and tight. Down through the crystal, missing the 15-0, and down through the crystal, and 3 seed beads. I'm gonna have to clear my tray up, aren't I? There you go. Down 3. Up your next crystal. And back up through the 2. So really quite easy once you get around that first turn. Just be careful not to mix in the bead from this side with the bead from that side when you do your turn. It's the most important thing. Now it's really starting to pull into a nice V. So again, one more time, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 beads. Bring them down. Go up the middle 2, just like we did on the other side. It's exactly the same, only we're not adding the middle crystal, we're using the one that's already there. So exactly the same technique as we did before. Pull those tight into position. Add the crystal and the 15-0. Miss the 15-0, go back down the crystal and down 3, exactly the same as we've been doing. Turn your beads around so your 2 is sitting in the right direction there. And then go up your central crystal instead of adding one. And then back up the 2. So it is exactly the same as the other side, only this time using that middle crystal instead of picking one up. Have you got the hang of that now? I hope so. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. With the 4. Up that 2 in the middle. Add your crystal. Add your 15-0. Back down the crystal and 3 of your seed beads. Voila. Flip that over that way. Up the middle. And up the 2. And that's it, just got to keep going like that, that's all there is to it. So keep going like that and come back to me when you've reached this end and I'll tell you what to do next, how to put your clasps and finish it all off. So yeah, just keep going like that, adding your beads in exactly the same way. Okay, so I'm almost at the end. So I'm going to join my last 4. Go up the middle 2. Crystal. 15 seed bead. Down through the crystal. 3 seed beads. Up through that middle crystal. Just put that tightening on. And up through those 2. Oops. And we're now left with 2 tails, like so. So on this tail, I'm going to add 1, 2, 3. I think 3 will do it now. Let's do 4. 4. I think 4 would be good. Yeah, 4 of my seed beads. And on this one, I'm going to use a toggle. I've already attached my jump ring, so you can use a jump ring of your choice. I'm using a split ring. Just going to add that on, and then another 4. 4 of my seed beads. And this time, I'm going to go in where the other thread's coming out. We'll deal with that thread in a minute. So we're going to go in. Sorry. In through that 2 there. And pull. And that's attaching your jump ring. And now what we've got to do is we've got to weave in and out to come back out here, so we can reinforce and go round again. So you're going to look carefully at your stitches. So the next bead you want to go down is going to be this one here. So we're going to go down the crystal. And then where does your thread path lead you? It'll be across to this one here. You can see where the thread is, look. Sorry. You can see the thread from the old stitching. So that's your thread path. So you follow the thread path that you've already gone on. And then, sorry. So we're going to the one, jumping across to here, where our thread's already been. And we're going to go up 3. Like so. Then we're going to jump across to these 2. Spin it round so you can see a bit better. Jump across to here. And I'm going to go down through that one. And then I'm going to go through these 2. And when I get to these 2, I'm going to tie these 2 threads off together, because they're coming out with the same bead. And then I'm just going to go around that one more time, reinforcing exactly the same way we've just done, and then I will tie a knot and cut off my thread. So do that, come around, tie your knot with your other end. They should both be coming out of the same bead if you followed that thread path. And tie your one knot first, and then your second knot, surgeon's knot. I believe what they call this. I just call it a double knot. So do a single knot, then a double knot, all in that same spot. So that's securing that other loose thread there. And then when we stitch up, we'll pull the knot inside our work. So we're coming out of here. Oh, my needle's come off. Hang on, I'm going to thread my needle back on, sorry. We're coming out of here and we're going to go up, back round, come down, go through the crystal, go back through our thread path and back around and up, and then tie a knot. Right. So we tied our knot and go back up through these beads to reinforce. And then pop the other knot inside, and I think while I'm here I'm just going to do a couple of knots on my way around to really secure my work. Just in between those beads, and then yeah. All the way round, back down into your work. And then yes, you can go around and do that one more time. Exactly the same as we have just done. And just make some little knots along the way, like so. Well, actually, you can just keep going round, look. You don't need to go back into your work. I mean, you can do if you really want to make it super secure, weaving up and down. I haven't got much thread left here, so I'm just going to go back around one more time, around this one more time, and tie some knots, and then cut the thread off, and I'll show you how to do the other end. So there's your one end. I went through mine 3 times, and then I actually wove mine back down into my work a little bit and tied knots, but you can just keep going round and tie your knots in this area and finish off there. That's absolutely fine. So now we're going to go to the other end, and we're going to have to add thread. So I'm going to re-thread my needle, and I'll show you how to do the other end. Right, I've gone to the other end, and I'm going to add some thread. So I'm going to go through just here underneath the second crystal, under the thread bridge, like so. And then I'm going to tie a little knot. One. And then through once, through twice, single knot and a double knot. Once I've done that, I'm going to take my thread up through the crystal. Oops. If I can find the hole. Right, up through the crystal. And then that knot, did you see that popped inside the crystal? So then you're going to follow your thread path. So the thread path is here. So we want to go up that one. That's where our thread path is going. So hang on a minute, I need to end up coming out. That's right, we go up here. Yeah, you need to make sure you're not going in the wrong bead hole. I'm going to go up here. Is that right? Yeah, up here. Just up one. So I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to go down that top one here. I'm going to come down 4, Oops, I've done 3. That's alright, we've got another one. One more. Right. Oopsie. Try not to tangle up on your edges, which is easy because they're very sticky outy, feathery. It's like a feather. Right, there we go. So we've gone down 4. So I'm going to pick up 1, 2. My seed beads. I'm going to pick up my other end, like so. I'm going to pick up another 2. Another 2 seed beads. And then I'm going to go down through the opposite side and go down 4 of your seed beads. Like so. Now again, we've got to follow our beaded path. So we're going to go across down here, like so. And then I'm going to jump across this way. And I could go through that. Really, I should go through the crystal, shouldn't I? But no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go across those 2 like that. That should be fine. And then up these 2. So, and then go back up through these 2. And this time when you go up your first, hang on, let's get the first 2 first and then I'll tell you. Go up your first 2. And then before you go down your second 2, pop your jump ring all the way down and hold that in place. So it's going to sit inside the beads. It's going to look neater. And then pull. And then back down these ones. Come up through there. And the same again. We're going to work our way back around. So I'm going to come across to these 2, up here. And at this point you can start tying little knots wherever you want to. So you can tie a little knot on this thread bridge before you go through the crystal. So it's all going to help tighten up your work. And then we're going to go through that loop and reinforce it one more time. So I'm going to do one more knot there, up the crystal. Oh, my needle's come free. I'm going to thread my needle anyway, thread it back on. I'm going to go up the crystal and I'm going to come out with the crystal up here, go around one more time, do some knots as I go, come back down here, tie a knot and cut the thread off. That's all I'm going to do and that should finish it off. So I'll be back in a sec. One quick little side note before we finish. You don't actually have to come out the exact same place either, especially on this tail end. Like for instance this one. I'll zoom in a tiny bit more. We can't. So where I've gone through these beads on the side and then just added this one, I came through the middle bead. And this one, so they do look a bit different. So you could And this one, can you see? I've finished it coming through here instead of coming through. Sorry, it's twisted. So yeah, I mean, you can finish it off differently. You might want to finish your end slightly differently to how I finished mine. There's never only one way to do things. So maybe you're using a different clasp, or maybe you want to attach your toggle clasp directly to your bracelet without a jump ring, or maybe you've got a different type of clasp altogether, and you know you want to do something different with the way you end yours. So let me straighten a bit. So yeah, there is no set rules. You know, you can change the way you do it. It's a shame you can't see the true colours in this light. I'll have to take it outside and show you the beautiful colours. But yeah, okay, without further ado, carry on to the end. I just thought I'd let you know you don't strictly have to end it like this. You know, you might want to adapt it a different way, and also you might have a different clasp. So there you go, you should have worked your web ends in. Let's have a little zoom out a tiny bit, and your work should now look like that. And actually on, it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's very light, I would say feathery, almost looks like a feather, wishbone sort of thing. Yeah, I think that's absolutely gorgeous. It's very light, very delicate, and the feel and the motion in the beads is just lovely. Really is a nice piece. Works up quite quickly, even though I had to go and dash off yesterday, so I've finished this morning. I had a friend in need, so I had to dash off and leave things where I was. But there you go, absolutely stunning. If you've got to the end, well done. Enjoy your beautiful bracelet, or you can make these as Christmas gifts because they sew up real quick. Yeah, they make a nice little Christmas present. Okay, everybody, hope you enjoyed. Sorry it was a bit, you know, in pieces, and I did go out of frame a couple of times, but I'm not on anything essential. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon for the next tutorial. Oh, keep your eyes open as well. I'm about to announce the winners of the giveaway. Have a great day, everybody. Happy beading. Bye.